Yes, I'm really excited that this video is for you with Unit 2. Ooh. So, this unit is on adverbs, which you guys have done pretty good with adjectives, so I feel like you'll pick up on adverbs because they're kind of similar in the process of how you go about finding them. It's just they modify different things. So let's get started.
All right, adverbs. So adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. And like an adjective, it also has a set of questions that it could possibly answer. Where, when, how often, or to what extent. We've also mentioned before that not is not a verb, never is never verb, and an apostrophe T, of course, represents not. These are never verbs. That's because they are adverbs. All right, let's look at a few examples. Aunt Brenda is leaving now. Is leaving is my verb. Who or what is leaving? Aunt Brenda. All right. Now modifies is leaving. It is saying when Aunt Brenda is leaving. Does your team play regularly? Does play is my verb. Who or what does play? Team. Team does play. There's no complement. I know your modifies team. It's an adjective. It's saying whose team it is. All right. And notice here, regularly ends in ly. Now, we didn't mention this before, but most adverbs are going to end in ly. So it's kind of a typical adverb. You can kind of notice it right off the bat. Okay. So regularly modifies does play. It modifies your entire verb phrase. It doesn't matter that your verb phrase is separated. All right. Summertime can bring extremely hot weather. Can bring is your verb. Who or what can bring? Summertime. Summertime can bring who or what? Can bring weather. Now, hot is modifying weather. What kind of weather? Hot weather. And then extremely is modifying hot. So here you have an adverb modifying an adjective. Okay, so how can you tell the difference between an adjective and an adverb? It's pretty simple when you think about the fact that an adjective is going to modify a noun or a pronoun. An adverb is going to modify a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So they don't modify the same thing. So if you can clearly distinguish the words in your sentence, then you're not going to have an issue with it. Now, there is an issue some people have. It's when to use good versus well, something that a lot of people struggle with. So good is always going to be used as an adjective. So if you look at the example sentence, the weather was good last week. Good is a predicate adjective. It's describing how the weather was. Now, well could either be an adjective or an adverb. The only time well is going to be an adjective is when it's going to refer to someone's health. So Tyler doesn't feel well. Here, well is being used as an adjective because it's referring to his health. Otherwise, well is always going to be used as an adverb. She plays well. How does she play? She plays well. When it comes to diagramming adverbs, you're going to find that they're kind of similar to adjectives. They're going to go underneath whatever they modify. So the stew tastes too salty. What is your verb? Taste. Okay, who or what taste? Stew. Stew tastes too or what? Salty, okay. And I know salty is a predicate adjective because it's modifying stew. Okay, we have a linking verb. All right, the, I know, modifies stew. It's an adjective. And to modifies salty, making it an adverb because it's modifying a predicate adjective. So when I go to diagram this, I'm going to draw my horizontal line. Subject goes first. And my verb, don't forget your tail between the subject and your verb, that line. All right. Predicate adjective gets a slanted line pointing back to the subject. Salty goes there. The modified stew, so we're going to put it underneath that. And to modifies salty. All right, this next one's going to be a little bit trickier. Tyler and Natalie play the piano exceptionally well. Okay, play is my verb. Who or what play? Tyler and Natalie. Okay, Tyler and Natalie play who or what? Play piano. It's an action verb, so I've got a direct object, and the modifies piano. Well, that is saying how they play. They play well. And exceptionally modifies well. Now we're ready to diagram it. So I've got a compound subject, so I'm going to draw my rocket ship. Tyler's going to go on that top line. Natalie will go on the bottom line, conjunction on the dotted line. All right. Right. Line between your subject and your verb. Play is your verb. Play piano, it's a direct object, so it's just going to be a straight line up and down. We said the modifies piano, well modifies play. Now, exceptionally modifies well. So you might be thinking, okay, well, how do I put it underneath it? Well, all you're going to do is you're going to draw a line coming down, and then you're just going to draw a line coming out from it. So it's still underneath it. It kind of mimics the way it's connected to play or piano. Exceptionally goes there. So just as we have prepositional phrases that can be used as adjectives, we also have prepositional phrases that could be used as adverbs. So he sat between Charles and me. Sat is your verb. Who or what sat? He. All right, between Charles and me is my prepositional phrase. It's got compound objects of the preposition, and it's saying where he sat. All right, let's look at this next one. His plane should arrive early in the morning. All right, I already know in the morning is my prepositional phrase. I'm just going to go ahead and mark it off. Makes it easier. Should arrive is the verb. Who or what should arrive? Plane. All right, his modifies plane, so it is an adjective. Early is saying when they should arrive, and in the morning is modifying early. All right, now we're going to diagram these prepositional phrases. So he was my subject in the first one. Sat was my verb. Our preposition is between. And we have compound object of the preposition, so I'm going to build my rocket ship for him. So Charles and me. That's how you do a prepositional phrase. All right, so plane was the subject. Should arrive is my verb. Okay. His plane should arrive early. All right, in the morning modifies early, so we're going to do like we did for whenever the adverb modified another adverb or an adjective. Okay, you're going to draw your little line, and this is where your preposition is going to go. Then you just draw your horizontal line out. Object of the preposition goes there. And then we did have a modifier, so the goes underneath morning. Now, sometimes you can have a prepositional phrase that is misplaced. I open the can with a silly grin. All right, so with a silly grin is currently modifying can, but can isn't the one with the silly grin, I is. So you have to find a place in the sentence where you can move it where it still makes sense. It's modifying the correct thing. In this case, I can move it to the beginning of the sentence and it'll be correct. All right, this next one. He said on Monday he would take us hiking. For this one, on Monday is not in a really good place because we're not sure if he is talking to us on Monday and it's a Monday that he's saying, hey, I'm going to take you hiking. Or if he's saying on a random day that, hey, I'm going to take you hiking on Monday. Like, we're not really sure what's going on here because it's situated between the two verbs. It could modify either. So with this one, you actually have two options. You can move it to the beginning of the sentence saying that the guy is actually talking on Monday and he's telling us about how he's going to take us hiking. Or you can move it to the end, and in that case, he is saying that he is going to take us hiking on Monday. Just like adjectives, adverbs also have your different degrees of comparison. So positive, if you will remember, is the comparison where there actually isn't a comparison at all. It's just simply saying like, she is beautiful or she is fast, something along those lines. Comparative is where you're going to have a comparison between two things and you're going to use more or you're going to use ER to express that comparison. Superlative has to be 3 or more, and then you have most or you have EST to express that degree of comparison. So he runs more faster than I do. Issue here is what? Just like we mentioned with adjectives, you cannot have a double comparison. So you need to take out more or you need to take out ER. You need to choose which one is the best option. Here, I would just take out more. He runs faster than I do. Makes perfect sense. Of the two boys, Drew runs fastest. Okay, so this is superlative, EST. So 3 or more. Is there 3 or more? Now you may look at it and think, well, yeah, there's 2 boys and then there's Drew. So 2 boys plus Drew, that's 3. But the way this sentence is talking, Drew is actually considered in the count of the 2 boys. So you only have a comparison of 2. So fastest should actually be faster. All right, he doesn't like none of those shoes. Here we have a double negative. So you need to take none and you need to change it to any. He doesn't like any of those shoes.
All right, that is it for Unit 2. I hope you guys, as usual, have a great day and you make good choices.